When somebody is knocking on your door like this, my friends, you ask, and you open the door, right? Super. My friends, there is Balkan countries which are still knocking on European Union door and nobody is opening. Welcome, Balkan Breakfast talk show, my friends. It's not a mini, it's a series now about the Balkan countries. A like and a subscribe would help me a lot, bre. And I open this buy me a coffee link if you want to donate something to this channel. If not, my friends, stay, enjoy, Jabe, free of charge. I don't charge anything. Super. Today, my friends, we're going to talk about the hidden costs of EU accession for the Balkan countries, the remaining Balkan countries, because there is a lot of Balkan countries in the Balkan, which are part of EU. I'm talking about the ones which are not. Super. My friends, so listen. Since the fall of Yugoslavia and the countries which were not part of Yugoslavia, we were promised that we will enter European Union someday, my friends, because in general we are on the same continent. Geographically, we are actually should be in the European Union automatically, which in reality, yes, we should. But my friends, they actually forgot something that's Balkan. They actually took the countries, of course, which have access to the sea, because sea is very important, access to interesting corridors which are passing, blah, 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 access to some things which were not problem in the history, and blah, blah, and blah, blah, and blah, blah. I don't want to bother. Super. By my opinion, all the Balkan people, same shit. Plus, minus 500 euros of salary or 100 euros of salary. That's the only difference. Super. My friends, membership in the European Union actually promises mobility, which is very important. It's not a mobile to talk on the phone, but it's mobility. Funding, my friends, and modernization. Which in reality, yes, it is true, it's working like that. We could actually see, my friends, for example, Bulgaria, when it entered the European Union. My friends, yes, in the start it was painful, I know, I understand, because the prices needs to be consolidated, all the laws remaining needs to be consolidated. You have to change your mentality that all of a sudden you're a European Union citizen, not just a Bulgarian citizen, and so on and so on and so on. Now Bulgaria, my friends, in the Balkans is a giant. For business especially, my friends, bombona, bravo, brate. Bravo, bracha, bravo. Super, super. My friends, so, accession, it's not just, it's not just an entry, it's actually modernization. It's transformation of the whole entire country to align with European Union. Super. My friends, the list that I made, very good. Super. The regulatory avalanche. So, when a country applies to enter European Union, or when it joins European Union, my friends, it doesn't only need to tweak the laws here and there, because the Balkan laws are very popular, my friends. We have our own law, which is called Balkan law, which doesn't work, but doesn't matter. It actually, my friends, rewrites the entire system. So the entire system needs to be rewritten to actually align with the other countries in the European Union and the European Union framework. Super. My friends, of course, in the European Union, we had, and we still have, Helga, Johannes, Tobias, Helmut, Christina, Evgenia, and so on and so on. Sorry, my friends. But those are real people, by the way, which are drafting every fucking day, my friends. New laws, new frameworks, new procedures, new certificates, blah, 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 blah. Pouring bureaucracy. So, they actually written down for the European Union. The agriculture, finance, labor, environment, trade, medical system, educational system, and so on and so on and so on. Which I'm not saying no. If you read this, my friends, compliance things and these frameworks and these laws, how everything should work, it's actually good. It reminds you of freedom. But I'm talking about the real freedom. I'm not talking about the fake freedom that we have now. Remember, do all the countries actually function the same? No, absolutely not. Do all the countries apply the same law? It's like Passate and DVD manual, my friends, with 1 million kilometers. It goes, but it doesn't go. They apply, but they don't apply. You see? Super. So it's not like fairy tales, my friends. It's not like there is only roses and tulips and everything. You understand? It's actually, there is a dark history and a very, very dark part in this continent. And especially, my friends, in the European Union. Because European Union back in the days was created as an economic zone. Now it became, not now, but of course in modern times it became what it is today. Schengen free movement and blah, blah, blah. Countries outside of European Union, but they are somehow like in European. So you see, there is like a lot of laws, a lot of regulations. But the ones that are remaining in the Balkans, my friend, who gives a shit about you? They forgot about us, and we will dance. You see, while we're dancing, my friends, we're paying. I'm gonna continue. I will tell you later. Super. So, my friends, for the remaining candidates, like for example my country and the other countries as well in the Balkans who are remaining candidates for entering European Union, my friends, the accession actually means, my friends, total restructuring of the whole system. Total restructuring of the whole system. Legal retraining. So all of a sudden you have to forget about Balkan law. You have to think about European Union law. Compliance cost. Clearing out the mafia, clearing out bad actors and bad people which we had, prosecute them, and so on and so on and so on, which works, but it works like my hip, my friends. So it sometimes it works, most of the time it doesn't. You understand? This is the reality. Super, my friends. The economic shock therapy, let's say. For example, my friends, we have these trade agreements between the countries for free trade, free blah blah blah. Super. Doesn't matter if there are borders. They're working, but they're not working. Like my hip, remember? As super. My friends, for how can I say? So European Union should be a whole open market. Now, for example, we have all the doors and all the borders are closed for one country, which is in a conflict with another country, which I don't care, to be honest, that much. Because, my friends, I know that that's only politics. People are not, how can I say, they're just the victims. They're the victims of bad politics. Doesn't matter, different topic. So, my friends, all of a sudden you enter this huge market. It's a huge market. And it's a market full with a lot of money, my friends. There is a lot of money. There is a lot of interesting and good products, and there is a lot of bad products as well. So you see, we have in this continent, because now, my friends, especially the people who have more money, they want to live better life. Better food, better traveling, better. So you see, my friends, very good market. Super. So, my friends, opening market actually sounds very good, the European Union market. Until, my friends, the domestic, your and mine, companies actually face this, how can I say, competition. And this competition, my friends, is continental competition. You understand? It's not only with the neighboring, it's not only with the neighboring countries, my friends, it's with the whole continent, bre. And you have to compete, my friends, with Germany, with France, with Italy, with Poland. You cannot compete with Poland. Poland is a giant. Very good job, my friends. I love you very much. Super. So, my friends, you see, legal producers, all of a sudden, what they face? Large EU firms. How can you compete, my friends, a domestic firm, for example, in my country, how it can compete with Bosch, bre? Or with Siemens? You understand? Or with the car makers and so on. It's very hard. The competition is extremely big. And the systems in the Balkans are from the Ottoman Empire. So you have to do it like extremely fast, extremely efficient. Super. Then my friends, with a R, super. Strict standards. In the Balkans, my friends, when you change the standards, please call me. I'm gonna be very happy. Because, my friends, the standards are left there. Nobody wants to change them. Balkan standards. And, my friends, price pressure, because you cannot sell like you're doing now in my country, for example, 200 euros of a wine bottle, or I don't know, some fancy things, blah blah blah, somewhere else. You have a lot of competition. What are you gonna do with the price? Sell it in Germany for 800 euros? You think somebody will buy? So you see, super. But, my friends, actually, one very good thing, competition actually improves efficiency. You see, it improves actually the efficiency, because if you want to survive as a company, especially, or as some firm, doesn't matter, of small and medium enterprise, if you want to survive, you have to be extremely efficient and change everything so you can get aligned with European Union laws, standards, legal things, and blah blah blah, and plus to sell your product and place it in the market. You understand? You have to basically compete with literally everybody. And now plus with Chinese products as well, remember, and plus products from other continents as well, and other countries. It's a tough market, my friends. But if you're smart, you will actually make a lot of money because it's a very good market. Super. My friends, agriculture, something like subsidies with strings, with pulling the strings. Super. To be honest with you, Balkans have extremely good climate. All the Balkan countries. And the ones which are remaining outside of European Union, they have extremely good weather, extremely good land, extremely good, let's say, agricultural products. Super. My friends, the problem is the modernization, the standardization, the legal framework, and the money. Like in every episode, money is always a problem because the politicians are stealing the money. You understand? Super. So, my friends, farmers, especially in the Balkans, they need to navigate, my friends, quotas, compliance audits, and reporting systems. So, for example, my friends, countries which entered European Union, like, for example, Bulgaria and Romania, before entering European Union, my friends, they were not modernized. You understand? The agriculture sector. It was like, my friends, like back from the Alexander the Great. It remained there. But when they entered, the modernization happened. But also consolidation happened. You understand? Because, my friends, when the countries will enter European Union, the first day, the first month, quarter, doesn't matter, my friends, it will hurt a lot. Because you will be in shock, you don't know what the fuck to do. Prices will change, all the laws will change. You have to consolidate with them. Of course, you will get the benefits of an open market, of a mobility. You can go and work wherever you want without a visa, without everybody interviewing what is your underwear size, and so on and so on and so on. You can drive cars on foreign license plate. Doesn't matter. You can do all these good things. But nobody's mentioning the bad things. Bulgaria and Romania, sorry, especially in the first period when they were entering European Union, it hurted so much. Even more and more Bulgarians were actually leaving their country because, my friends, the price shock was fucking brutal. You understand? Now it's good, but now after how many? After 10 years, how many? 2000, after 7 years, 8 years, right? You understand? Croatia as well. Croatia, okay, Slovenia not that much because Slovenia, when Yugoslavia separated, Slovenia was the most richest country. They had all the most interesting documents left and the most interesting artifacts and blah, blah, blah from Yugoslavia. That's for another topic. Super. My friends, opa, what happened to me? I don't know. Sovereignty versus standardization. So, for example, my friends, all the countries in the European Union are somehow sovereign. But in the same time, my friends, they're not. Because they have to accept the standardization from the European Union, from the legal framework. So, my friends, you have to give, how can I say, 70% of your freedom to be controlled by EU. And who controls EU? Helga, Sebastian, Tobias, Helmut, and so on. So these motherfuckers will control. So not your people now, because your people in your government, they will be for... Opa, lele. Sorry. They will be forgotten, my friends. Somebody else will actually control you. Lele Bože Gospe. So, sorry. Which, in the same time, improves, my friends, Sorry, my friends, the hiccups. Sorry. So we were talking about sovereignty versus standardization. So you actually get a seat at the European Union table, my friends, but you have to agree with the menu. So you see, my friends, it improves predictability, but it actually, how can I say, reduces independent maneuvering. Policies, areas which are actually affected, my friends, are the trade, environmental standards, and fiscal coordination. So you understand, you will not be so much free, but in the same time, my friends, you will be on paper, you will be richer, modernized, and blah blah, and you will be aligned with European Union standards. Super. One very big problem, my friends, is the brain drain accelerator. So listen, freedom of movement, the mobility in the European Union, especially, my friends, Schengen and blah, 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 doesn't matter. And in the other countries which are European Union areas, my friends, is actually a very, very good thing. Because, my friends, if the economy if in your country sucks, or if there is no jobs, you can immediately move to some richer country or some country that offers actually better how can I say, environment for you and for your family. You understand? Super. My friends, but actually this hurts the demographics. So you see, there is like, as I mentioned, when Bulgaria and Romania entered European Union, my friends, the brain drain and the how can I say, the immigration didn't stop. It actually increased, especially, my friends, in the first couple of years. Now they're coming back, but now after 10, 11, 15 years, you understand? Because in the start it will hurt. Until everything in your country gets aligned with European Union, it will hurt, it will hurt a lot, like my hip. Super. The hip hurts a lot, that's why. Super. So, my friends, you see, young professionals, especially young professionals, they will leave, my friends, for higher wages, stronger economies, and, let's say, pretty much better systems. You understand? For example, this was valid, let's say 10 years ago. Now, my friends, because the whole continent is in a demographic, in an economic shock, but a big one. It's not an economic shock, but it's an, how can I say, economic restructuring, because now everything is restructuring. Money are being spread towards other things. That's why, my friends, you're feeling actually this pain of losing your job, or I don't know, not getting promoted, not getting so much bonus and blah, blah, blah. It will get better. When, I don't know, but it will get better. Trust me. Until then, my friends, find a way how to survive. Super. Be a Balkan, because we Balkans always survive somehow. We are everywhere, my friends. We're like the rats. Super. So, my friends, you see, you're a local country, for example, now, if you want to work, my friends, now in the European Union, and if you're not from the European Union, but from the European continent, my friends, the visa application and everything is so eased up now, like this. You can get visa, especially for the jobs that are so demanding. Like construction, my friends, fixing building roads, blah, 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 gardening and this kind of stuff. And my friends, if in IT, if something is missing, in the medical system a lot, maybe in the educational and blah, blah. Because, my friends, the European Union actually saw the mistake that they did 2014-2015, right, with a certain lady from Germany, who actually called all the other continents to come into European Union to clean our toilets, because there was nobody to clean our toilets, because all the people, the Europeans, we want to be directory, and drive a Ferrari and hang out with Barbie dolls. Super. My friends, we had to let these people in. Listen. People are people. I really don't care which country they're coming from, my friends, because a country is a country. Same fucking shit. Just plus minus kilometry. You understand? Super. I'm actually really angry that you're pretending, especially European Union is pretending that they have so much good systems and so much good tracking that they can actually see who is from which country entering. How can I say, if they actually have some bad past behind them, like if they were criminals, if they had some problems with the law in their country and blah blah. And plus, my friends, okay, I understand there is some people who actually escaped literally a really shitty situation in their country, or they were running away from lions. I understand that. Super. But my friends, alongside with them, do you know how many people with shady past escaped together with them? You understand? Like, they brought a lot of them here now in European Union, because, my friends, watch my episode about Cheeky Bricky, about not having kids. We don't have kids. But why we don't have kids? Because, my friends, we absorb somebody else's propaganda that we should glue to poles and bark. Wow. That's the fucking problem. And we absorb everybody else this stupid propaganda with this stupid foreign money, my friends. You can actually read it in Epstein files. You understand? And now, my friends, nobody wants to have kids. But in the same time, the politicians, because they're extremely stupid, they don't know how to handle the economy. So they can motivate the young people. My friends, listen, if you don't own a home, or if you don't have money to live in a bigger apartment, do you actually think that you will have kids? In Prague, my friends, because now people, they don't have money, because Prague is like, my friends, it's like a New York now. It's like the prices are in New York. My friends, people are here living in shoeboxes, literally, with shared bedrooms. You understand? It's actually that bad. Nobody cares about how to consolidate the economy, how to actually do something. Even social measures. They all want to steal money, put a 200 inflation, live your life. That's the fucking problem, my friends. That's the fucking problem. That's why the brain drain happens. But the brain drain, it was happening, as I mentioned, from the Balkans to European Union. Now, my friends, you can actually see people from Europe, especially from UK, moving to Dubai, bre. You understand? A lot of them actually are moving to America. Some of them to Australia, New Zealand, so on. Do you think that people will actually stay here and pay taxes to Johannes and Helga? And in the Balkans to our idioti, Mile Radislava? Demir? You actually think that people are that stupid nowadays? With accessible tools like internet, like AI? They're stupid, huh? They're gonna stay in your country and they're gonna give you money so you can drive Ferraris and enjoy time with Barbie dolls in Hawaii. My friends, that time passed. That's why we need new people in the government. Okay, different topic. Super. So, as I mentioned, the brain drain accelerator, my friends, is a very big problem. Very big problem. For the whole continent, not only for the Balkans. But in the Balkans especially in the Balkans. Because our countries are not that big like, for example, Germany or France. My friends, my country went from 2.5 million, I think, people 2005 to 1.7 now million people. You understand? We will disappear. Eventually, in 100 years from now, we will disappear literally. And then I will see your nationalistic guys who are waving the flag. I will see them then. What the fuck? When you will not have a country. Or maybe your country will become a ghost country. With empty everything. Hey, these things can happen. Because we don't have children. There is nobody else to replace us. You understand? Politicians, they really don't care about you. They're opening fronts all around the world because they think they're smart. Super. I'm not saying no. They're closing factories, repurposing factories for some other things, like, for example, weapons. You will understand, you're smart people. So you see, they're doing things for their advantage. They didn't ask you. And of course, my friends, you're going to escape the Balkans to European Union. But then from European Union, you're going to escape to America, to United Arab Emirates, to Qatar, I don't know, anywhere. Asia, Japan. You see, problem by problem, super. Not super at all, but super. My friends, the hidden cost of accession. Also, my friends, administrative burden. So, EU funds, my friends, they actually don't flow automatically towards the Balkans, even though they did back in the days. They saw that nothing has changed because the countries are still not part of EU. They're still not ready to be in EU, let's be honest. And my friends, they don't flow automatically. So my friends, they actually require project management, compliance reporting, my friends, and anti-fraud system. These three things, we don't have it in the Balkans. My friends, in the Balkans, we're working Balkan style. Sit, drink espresso, read some newspaper, and don't give a shit about anything. That way, you cannot actually enter Europe. It works in the Balkans. I'm not saying no, my friends, it works. There is a lot of people who have a lot of money. They found a loophole somewhere and they have a lot of money. They're making money. Or the other people who are surviving. I'm not saying no, it's working somehow. But, my friends, imagine. We cannot, listen. We cannot enter any other coalition or union of countries or blah, blah, blah. Naturally and geographically, we need to enter European Union immediately. Because, my friends, now you actually see in my country, if you go to the supermarket, the prices are actually more expensive than here in Czech Republic, for example, or in Germany. So you see, we're feeling the price shock, and the salaries are 10 times less. You understand? A very big problem. Then, my friends, we have also a problem with the electricity, with the power. You understand? We have a lot of problems. When we enter European Union, especially, my friends, the remaining countries in the Balkans, because they're not big, they're actually small. You understand? I mean population small. My friends, it's not a problem at all. Nobody is gonna even notice that we enter Europe. We can be sneaky. We can open the door like, but you need to be smart. You need to be smart. And you have to avoid the geopolitics, because there is some other country who has some interest, somebody not to enter European Union because they're laundering money in your country. And especially, my friends, European Union as well, they're laundering money in our countries. So you see, we are the victims again, the normal people. You are the victim of literally everything, especially if you're in the lower middle class. Super. So, my friends, that administrative burden, you can actually feel it, because how can I say, weak institutions, my friends, they actually struggle to absorb funding efficiently. You see, that's actually the very big problem. Super, my friends. Okay, listen. Is the cost that we're paying for being outside of European Union worth it? Is it worth it? So, my friends, accession, even though in my country that people are understanding the accession to enter European Union, they're understanding it like exploitation. My friends, it's not. It's actually a negotiation. The problem is that the people in our countries, which are remaining not part of the European Union, still, they need to understand one thing, that the political parties that they vote, left and right, is just one entity, one political party. Different, similar narratives, different topics, different words, same shit people. Corrupted dinosaurs, motherfuckers. They don't have an interest to enter in European Union because, my friends, they're actually taking percentage, provisia, out of every money laundering, pipeline which is going from European Union towards our country. And from other continents and countries now as well, West and East. You understand? My friends, the politicians, they don't want for your country to enter European. If they want, we can enter literally today, now, now. We can enter it if we want. But they don't want for you to enter, because they want for their elites, which were created especially after the fall of Yugoslavia, remember, and in Albania, my friends, as well, right? Which are remaining there, my friends, and they don't want for your country, because these elites are actually controlling your GDP indirectly with their companies, because they're the owners of the most biggest companies, which they bought for €1, bre. For €1 in these dark times when Yugoslavia was falling apart. You understand? Very big problem. But, my friends, the benefits of the accession and entering potentially European Union are, my friends, infrastructure investment, which, my friends, we needed a lot. I know that now the corridors are building, they're passing through my country. We're trying to actually do everything so we can improve on everything, I know. But, my friends, it's very hard when we don't have help, because my country, my friends, is very small. The other countries remaining, my friends, are very slow. They are slow, my friends, but we don't have a lot of money. That's the problem. They're small. You understand? The economy is small. If we don't have help from the neighboring countries or from European Union, my friends, problem. We will remain with donkeys. Benefits also, my friends. Legal modernization. We need it. We need it immediately. Market access, my friends, your market will be open. The companies, the domestic, your local companies, my friends, will have to get efficient. We'll have to align with the European Union ones. When they will do, my friends, it will be very good, because the market is extremely huge. You can sell to, now they're selling as well, they're exporting into European Union, my friends, all the products, especially from my country and the other countries, doesn't matter. They're exporting it, my friends, but not on the scale that we can actually export it. Imagine, with no borders. Free. No tax, no anything. Free. Export. And my friends, the most important thing, mobility. You can move wherever you want. You will cause problems for your country because I'm 1,000,000% sure. When my country enters European Union, now we're 1.7 million. My friends, in the first couple of, let's say, 2 quarters, we will be 1.4. 1,000,000% sure. Because the people that are remaining now in my country are people who are, okay, the older ones, the retirees, the ones that have good businesses and blah, blah, the elites, of course, my friends, politicians, and somebody who actually was not approved for visa. So imagine when there is no visa, these people will be, overnight, move. Don't worry, European Union people, you will never notice if we enter European Union. We're so small, my friends, you will never notice. You will notice the doctors and engineers that they're bringing you from other continents. You will never notice us. Super? Super. My friends, the costs that we have to pay, unfortunately, is, my friends, transitional disruption. So while things will be changing, there will be a lot of pain, my friends. It will hurt, it will hurt a lot, like my hip, when the weather is changing. Super. It will hurt a lot, but we can manage it with good and honest politicians and with good, honest frameworks and with knowledgeable people. So we have to import the people which we send them to, to European Union, to America, to Asia. We have to import them now back so they can help us because they have more experience. Remember, it's not that they're smarter than the people are with the people that are remaining in my country. They have more experience. So you have to bring them back so they can help you how to do these things efficiently, fast, rapid even. Because if you don't do a lot of local companies and a lot of the whole private sector will suffer. You, the politicians, you will never suffer, don't worry. But we will suffer, the private sector. Another cost that we will probably potentially pay, my friends, is institutional strain. And my friends, demographic shifts. You understand? Like they're doing now in my country, even though we're not part of the European Union. My friends, they're doing in my country, now they're importing people from the East. You understand? Because there is no people in my country, there is nobody to build the buildings, to build the factories, to work for the mafia and to work for the local elites. Now they're, my friends, importing people from East. People who are totally different than our European culture, especially the Balkan culture, my friends. You understand? And, of course, the demographic shifts will happen. That's why, my friends, I'm like your drunk uncle. Today I'm gonna solve this problem. Don't worry. This video is very long, I know, but you have timelines. Super. So, my friends, how to minimize the sacrifice for the remaining non-European Union Balkan countries? Gradual sector transition planning. So, my friends, especially we need to protect the vulnerable industries during this, adjustment. Because there will be a lot of vulnerable industries. Because when the market opens, problem. You see, there will be. We have to protect them. Social benefits, some stuff, more money. Because when you enter European Union, you will have a lot of more money. You have to pour to these people, not for these factories and these industries to close down, to actually boost them. Super. Because now, especially after the fall of Yugoslavia, millions of industries, my friends, were actually closed and sold to elites. That's how we have these local elites from AliExpress. Super. Administrative, my friends, capacity building. So you need to train the institutions before entering this. So you need to invest the money in the public administration and this. Even though, my friends, they will never change. I saw what is happening in Greece. Nobody's changing in Bulgaria. But, my friends, there should be somehow some legal training on for these people how to give you discount on corruption. So they will steal your money, but they will give you a discount, Super. Rural, my friends, especially rural and small businesses modernization. You have to support adaptation, not replacing them. Not replacing them with foreign investors, foreign companies. You need to support them. Super. My friends, talent. Talent retention strategies, so incentives for skilled workers to return back. The workers, especially the ones that we're missing in the Balkans, they will return only on one condition. If you offer them an incentive, if they see that something is happening in your country, that your country is growing, You understand? But not growing in pain, actually growing in good things. The system is restructuring. There is a less corruption. There will never be zero corruption. Let's be honest. There is less corruption. More people are coming back, repopulating the ghost cities, the ghost villages, blah 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 blah. But not all of a sudden like put them millions of taxes and I don't know, take their money because I know that you want to steal everybody else's money. No. Support it because now you have to think for your country. Because if we're not thinking for our countries, my friends, especially the non-EU ones in the Balkans, my friends, we will disappear literally. You understand? If we continue like this, my friends, protectorate. It's a bad thing, but we're going that way actually. My friends, transparent fund management, reduce corruption and waste. Super. And my friends, something which is called regional cooperation. So, I know that you politicians are stupid, but I will give you one tip and I finish. My friends, if you sit down with the neighboring countries in the Balkans, even though we have a lot of political and history disagreements, I know. My friends, now it's a very good time and it's a very good incentive for you to forget about these things. Now you should actually ask for help the countries that have more experience into the EU, how we can implement some systems in our country. Ask for help, but I mean honest help. You understand? Not you're asking for help, but in the same time business, shushki, no. Ask for help. Grow your country. Because now we have to grow our countries. In quotation marks, grow everything in our country. You understand? Because motherfuckers, you politician dinosaurs. I hate you very much, honestly. Doesn't matter. My friends, it's not that hard. Grow your country. It's not that hard. Just couple of policy and be efficient. Like now European Union, when they saw how much actually damage they did with the frameworks, with the legal things, with the bureaucracy, now they're actually forgetting about that. Now they're doing it efficiently. Less bureaucracy. It's about time they actually woke up. It took them, millions of years. But now they're doing it less and less and less. So we can be more and more and more competitive. Not only for us Europeans, for the rest of the world. Because the rest of the world will actually eat us. Because now we're actually just the consumers of everything. Remember, we're consuming American and Asian products. The only thing that we produce, my friends, is cars, a couple of electronics here and there, and food. We can produce millions of other things. We can be competitive in every fucking market. Remember this, very important, especially in the Balkans, my friends. The talent is amazing, but the talent is in America. The talent is in European Union. The talent is in Asia and Australia. It's not in the Balkans. It's not in Macedonia, Serbia, Montenegro, Albania, these countries that are remaining. Sorry. You understand? You actually scared these people and you said, shish, brish, gitla. And of course, they're not gonna stay and pay you taxes or pay your elites. They're gonna escape and they're gonna educate themselves, be a better citizens. Now these people that escaped, especially from the 80s, are extremely rich. Not all of them, of course, but my friends, incentive for them to come. Don't steal their money. Give them incentive how to invest their money so they can gather even more money, which will be beneficial for them, for the gastarbite, and for the country in the same time. My fellow politicians, I hate you so much, but it's not that hard. Now you have to grow. Because if you don't grow, there will be no more people so you can steal money. You understand? You're gonna steal the trees. Super. My friends, I know it's a longer episode. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I love you very much. Fifi, yow. My friends, I like and subscribe. Please, I open this buy me a coffee link if you want to donate something to the channel. If not, super. I have coffee. Here it is. And see you very soon, my friends, in the next episode. Yow! It's what's up? Ciao.